Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Echo Base Network. Coach and Nick here in the house. Welcome as we look back at a very important day that personally I think shows us the ultimate failure of this Kathleen Kennedy regime at Lucasfilm. In December of 2020, the Walt Disney Company gave us Investors Day. It was a webcast where they laid out the plan for the coming years. And over 2.5 years have passed, nearly, and we're able to look back and see what a failure, what a debacle that actually was. So thank you guys for watching as we revisit this moment, and it's going to be very telling. And I hope, as a Star Wars fan, that Disney will learn from this, that Lucasfilm will learn from this, and the next regime at Lucasfilm does not make these mistakes.
Please welcome Kathleen Kennedy.
Boo! Boo! Thumbs down! Boo!
Thank you, Rebecca. It's remarkable to be back here with you again for another Investor Day and reflect on all that's happened since we last gathered.
That's what we're doing today, Kathy. We're reflecting on all that's happening.
We're reflecting on everything that's happened. You don't want to really reflect on what's been happening when you did this little seminar here, though, do you? Do you, Kathy?
In April of 2019, our world and our entire industry has been thrown numerous challenges that none of us could have foreseen. As we grapple with one of the most difficult periods in modern history, it's clear that we need great storytelling and the joy of entertainment more than ever before. Last year, we were looking ahead.
Here we go.
Great storytelling.
The Golden Goose.
Yeah.
Let's see what they say about the Golden Goose.
To the launch of Disney Plus with our very first live-action series, The Mandalorian. Star Wars was moving into new territory in the streaming space on a brand new platform, creating an original series through groundbreaking technology and an entirely new approach to production and filmmaking.
Now, I'll say that it started off as a major success.
Yeah.
Where we sit now, I'm not quite sure.
Yeah, and they did have some groundbreaking technology. You know, the volume was like huge. I mean, that's awesome technology, even though sometimes they might overuse it. The technology itself is pretty freaking awesome.
It is.
So yeah, they're no complaints there.
It was a big bet and a leap of faith. The Mandalorian debuted on Disney Plus in November of 2019, and the response has been overwhelming. We could not be more humbled by the reception to the show, the honor of 7 Emmy Awards, and the enormous support our fans have shown us. With The Mandalorian on Disney Plus, we have ushered in an entirely new era for Star Wars.
For the copyright.
And there's more to come. We premiered season 2 on October 30th, and John.
These little scenes, these little cut scenes that they're showing us right now, as so much time has passed, was so good. Look at that right there, Nick.
Yeah. Like you got the biker scouts on the speeder bikes, the TIE fighter, you know, with the way it's landed in there where the wings folding and stuff.
Even that shot of Moff Gideon with the Darksaber, you know, good stuff. Right now, things aren't going so well.
Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni continuing the journey of The Mandalorian and the Child. Today, I'm excited to share with you that Jon and Dave are concurrently developing 2 new spin-off series exclusively for Disney Plus.
Really?
Oh, really?
One, The Rangers of the New Republic.
Oh,
and the
interesting.
featuring fan favorite Ahsoka Tano.
So half of that is happening.
Yep.
Mandalorian. These interconnected shows, along with the future stories.
But you remember, like, when we first got this news, we were like, oh, Rangers of the New Republic. That's going to be Cara Dune. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
It's a spinoff show. Ahsoka. Look, that's the world between worlds right there. They're going to retcon. Oh, my God. The hype was real, bro.
Yeah, because the Rangers of the New Republic, I mean, you're looking at that. I mean, that's like special forces, you know, and they're probably out there hunting down the remnants of the Empire, pirates.
Sounds amazing.
all that sort of stuff. And so there probably would have been some real cool stuff. I was actually, looking forward to checking that show out.
It's just really, it's really sad that they went to all that time to make such a cool looking logo and they didn't even give it to the show.
Yeah, hopefully it still happens with somebody else. They rewrite it,
but it hasn't even been mentioned in so long.
No, it's probably shelved. They're probably like, oh, that was Gina's project, so we'll just cancel it and do something else.
Mm-hmm.
We'll excite new audiences, embrace our most passionate fans, and will culminate in a climactic story event.
All right, now she just said it right there, guys, and we've covered this. She said that The Mandalorian and these two shows right here will end in a climactic event. So she right there in 2020, she was talking about the ending of the shows, how they're all going to come together. That is not the plan now. There is no culmination. Favreau has told us recently, nope, it's not. We're going to be in the Mandalorian era as long as the fans want us demand it. I think we'll be here 10 years, Nick, unless the numbers continue to go down.
Yeah, and that's probably has a lot to do with the Gina Carano situation, that show getting canned. I mean, they probably had to retool their whole idea and plans of what they were wanting to do. Yeah,
true, but it also has to do with the success of The Mandalorian and the lack of success for other things like a Kenobi. They know for Star Wars to be successful, they need to stay right here. Their plans haven't gone the way that they wanted them to, though.
Yeah.
And that's evident.
The next chapter will debut on Disney Plus Christmas of 2021. I'm fortunate to be surrounded by incredible talent, both in front of and behind the camera, with a company full of people who care passionately about high-quality storytelling.
And obviously, the next chapter didn't debut when she said it would. But anyways, go ahead. High quality.
Well, was she talking about Book of Boba Fett there?
I don't think so. No. Because we didn't even know about Book of Boba Fett. That they completely hid that from us at Investors Day.
Okay, so yeah,
which I thought was pretty cool, honestly.
Yeah, what'd she say? Talking about the quality storytelling.
Here you go.
Disney Plus. 1, the Rangers of the New Republic, and will culminate in a climactic story event. The next chapter will debut on Disney Plus Christmas of 2021. I'm fortunate to be surrounded by incredible talent, both in front of and behind the camera, with a company full of people who care passionately about high-quality storytelling.
High-quality storytelling. That right there is debatable to me, for sure. High-quality storytelling. Did you watch Book of Boba Fett or Kenobi? Did you? Surely, woman, you've seen those scripts. That wasn't high-quality storytelling.
A few times in my career, I've had a chance to be part of game-changing technology. Moments when a new way of filmmaking changed the way stories could be told forever. Working with Jon Favreau to create the world of The Mandalorian with our own Stagecraft technology has been one of those moments. Stagecraft is a new virtual production tool that utilizes the latest innovations in real-time graphics and massive LED screens that allows us to bring entire locations into a soundstage and photograph them live, telling stories in ways we could only dream of a few years ago. This new collaboration process brings the artists and the crews into a creative partnership with efficiencies that now marry pre-production, production, and post, all in sync to preserve the cinematic culture around a singular artistic vision. By eliminating unnecessary travel, a more controlled environment, and efficiencies with set design and special effects that allow for an in-camera visual experience, actors are immersed in those environments rather than having to imagine what they're seeing or reacting to. And ironically, the efficiency of Stagecraft has allowed us to continue to work during this pandemic. On The
It's a cool
Mandalorian
technology.
Season 2, we expanded Stagecraft's capabilities further and built an even larger volume. Additionally, we are building 3 more volumes right now in Los Angeles, London, and Australia, advancing the Disney-owned technology and building the studio of the future. We have a vast and expansive timeline in the Star Wars mythology, spanning over 25,000 years of history in the galaxy, with each era being a rich resource for storytelling. Now, with Disney Plus, we can explore limitless story possibilities like never before and fulfill the promise that there is truly a Star Wars story for everyone. One of the most exciting and ambitious new series we have coming to Disney Plus in 2022 is Andor, a tense, nail-biting spy thriller in the Star Wars universe.
Nail-biting?
Created by Tony Gilroy. Tony's incredible success.
Well, to be fair, Andor is a very well written show. Like it, there wasn't a whole lot of action to me, but I think that show could age pretty well over time. It didn't give the numbers that they wanted for sure, and it's not the kind of show that's going to bring in a bunch of new fans. But
Yeah, it was definitely. I agree. It was definitely well written, especially if you are having trouble sleeping and need a sleep aid. You just put Andor on.
Oh,
it was really well written for a sleep aid show to help you fall asleep at night.
Okay.
Yes, with the Bourne Identity films, distinguishes him as one of today's best creators of the modern spy genre. We couldn't be more thrilled to have him at the helm of this new series for Star Wars. Diego Luna will be back in the role of Rebel spy Cassian Andor from Rogue One.
You know what Andor missed? It missed K2SO. He's coming, but it missed him.
Yeah.
And he will be joined by a fantastic new cast that includes Stellan Skarsgård, Adria Arjona, Fiona Shaw, Denise Goff, Kyle Soller, and Genevieve O'Reilly as Mon Mothma. We just began production in London 2 weeks ago. Here's a special look at Andor.
That we're not going to get to see. Oh, they did show it. All right, well, we're going to fast forward this. We already...
Yeah, we've seen this.
Last August at the D23 Expo in Anaheim,
Here
we
go.
announced the return of Ewan McGregor.
All right.
In the
So this one happened. Andor happened. This one happened. So far, Rangers of the New Republic has not.
iconic role of Jedi Master Obi-Wan Kenobi for a special event series on Disney Plus.
How about it sucked?
Obi-Wan Kenobi begins 10 years after the dramatic events of Revenge of the Sith, where he faced his greatest defeat, the downfall and corruption of his best friend and Jedi apprentice, Anakin Skywalker turned evil Sith Lord, Darth Vader. Our fans will be thrilled that Hayden Christensen will be returning in the role of Darth Vader. This will be the rematch of the century.
Yeah.
Oi.
Rematch.
Oi. When she said that back then, we were like, what?
Yeah. And then when you think about the rematch, like how he just like drags him through the fire, and then there's a fire there, and he just watches them walk away. And I'm just like, looking back on that show, I'll never watch that Kenobi show ever again.
The major problem I have with it is that Darth Vader in the suit shouldn't lose.
No.
You just made Darth Vader less.
Yeah.
Because of this. And I'm not going to let you make Darth Vader less for me. So
yeah. And but we did get a very new and key character in the show that everyone's excited about, that's hopefully get a spinoff, Wade. So
I thought you were talking about Reva.
Well, yeah, she's another great one in that show. Reva and Wade, they're the two best characters.
All right, let's continue.
The series is directed by Deborah Chow, coming off the great work she did with us as a director on season 1 of The Mandalorian. Production will begin in March of next year.
I liked her episode she directed
So here's
in Mando season 1.
Looking back at this, I'll say this, and this, some of you guys are going to throw tomatoes at the screen when I say this. both Andor and Kenobi were stories that did not need to be told.
No.
We didn't need those.
Mm-mm.
The Book of Boba Fett, I get it. That's in the Mandoverse. We didn't need to go back. What did we learn about Kenobi? In hindsight, that he and Leia already were best friends? Come on, man.
Not believable. I just, oh man, so many dumb decisions.
Oh, stupid.
And Ewan McGregor even said it was supposed to be me and Luke. Surprise, surprise, that actually makes sense.
Yeah.
At Obi-Wan Kenobi. During our first year on Disney Plus, our animated series Star Wars: The Clone Wars saw tremendous success with its epic 7th and final season.
It did.
Building on the legacy of the
the second half of it was great.
Clone Wars, our new animated series, The Bad Batch, follows the specialist commandos of Clone Force 99 as they embark on new missions in a rapidly changing galaxy.
How about it sucked?
This is The Bad Batch.
Omega.
I don't even want to see it. So let's.
They call themselves the Bad Batch.
You know, the music.
Display.
The music, everything they show, it's like, wow, that looks pretty awesome. And then you watch it and it's like, oh, they're being saved by a kid constantly, you know, like it started off good, you know, and then
the thing is if you're going to give us an animated show, it has to be on par with Rebels and Clone Wars, and this show is not.
No. Except for episode 12 of season 2. That was freaking awesome.
Star Wars Visions will be a series of animated shorts celebrating the Star Wars galaxy.
It was cool.
Through the lens of
it's all right,
but to tell us, for Disney to come out and say, here's Star Wars anime that we're going to celebrate, but none of these stories are canon.
Yeah, this is
why are you wasting your time?
This is basically what if for Star Wars.
What's up with the Disney produced fan fictions? What?
Yeah.
Creators. This anthology collection will bring 10 fantastic visions from several of the leading Japanese anime studios, offering a fresh and diverse cultural perspective to Star Wars.
Yeah, that's what we needed.
Well, since it was fresh and diverse, then it's exactly
Lando Calrissian is the galaxy's
here we go.
smoothest, most notorious scoundrel, and he'll return in a brand new event series for Disney Plus.
Betty don't.
Yep, Betty don't. This was 3 years ago. Where's that Lando show at, KK?
Justin Simeon, creator of the critically acclaimed and hugely popular Dear White People,
ain't heard of Justin Simeon since this.
No.
Is developing the story with us now. A massive Star Wars fan himself, Justin has put together a reel to give you a sense of the style, tone, and irresistible swagger of our upcoming series, Lando.
Boom, canceled.
Take a look.
Oh, it takes 3 years to develop a Disney Plus TV show? Right.
Justin Hedlund, Emmy-nominated creator of the mind-bending series Russian Doll, is a bold, innovative filmmaker bringing
She's
her
got
new
that resting
series to Disney.
Bia face.
Yeah, and we just hired an intimacy coordinator.
Yeah.
For this show.
The Acolyte is a mystery thriller that will take us into a galaxy of shadowy secrets and emerging dark side powers. In the final
for a long
days
time,
of the
Nick,
High
I
Republic
didn't
era.
think this show was going to happen either, but it is.
Yeah.
As we continue,
Written by people that know nothing about Star Wars. Leslie Headland said, I want writers that don't know anything about Star Wars.
Right.
Why would you do
the
that?
intersection of animation and visual effects offers new opportunities for us to explore. Lucasfilm Animation will be teaming up with our unparalleled visual effects team, ILM, to develop a special Star Wars adventure for Disney Plus, A Droid Story.
Boom, canceled.
This epic journey will introduce us to a new
Where's
hero
that?
guided
Where's that at?
by our most iconic duo, R2D2, and C3PO
Really?
on a
Must still
special
be in
mission
development.
only to them. What could possibly go wrong?
It not
I
happening.
don't. Maybe you and Lucasfilm is what could go wrong with this show.
It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
And notice that they're showing all these clips from the original trilogy talking about it.
Outside of the Star Wars galaxy, we're expanding Lucasfilm's presence on
Oh,
Disney Plus
recently
with
canceled.
another beloved
Yeah.
mythological
That show did well.
created by George Lucas, Willow.
Boom. Canceled.
This series will be set decades after Ron Howard's 1988 movie, continuing the spirit of adventure, heroics, and humor.
More top-notch storytelling there.
We're delighted that
KK.
Warwick Davis will be returning in the role of the great sorcerer, Willow.
Now, I was like, hey, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I couldn't get past the first episode, bro.
How about it sucked?
Yeah. With the lesbian princess. And the man, it's so god. They don't know what they're doing.
Creative team at the helm. John Chu, director of the groundbreaking film Crazy Rich Asians, will be directing the pilot. Willow begins shooting next March in Wales and will debut on Disney Plus in 2022. Here's the team to share more.
Thanks, Kathy.
Yeah.
We also have some news to share on our theatrical slate. We're in pre-production on the next and final installment of Indiana
Please
Jones.
be good.
At the helm, we have
Please
James
don't
Mangold,
suck.
director of the Academy Award-winning film Ford versus Ferrari. And
Look, I can't help it. I'm excited about seeing the movie.
I am very
Am I going to come
curious.
down and go with you?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. I'm very curious and interested to see the movie. I'm not excited. I'm very nervous.
of course, Indy himself, Harrison Ford, will be back to conclude this iconic character's journey. Indy will begin shooting late spring of 2021 and will be released in July of 2022.
No.
Oh, well, what year is it? What was it, 2023?
Wait a minute. I'm so confused.
Well, when was that movie supposed to come out? July
Things happen.
2022?
Yeah. Things happen all the time at Disney. Everything
all the
gets pushed
time.
back.
Expanding further with a story that will introduce a new hero and explore an original world that feels perfectly paired with Lucasfilm storytelling.
Oh, perfectly.
We're proud to bring to the screen author Tomi Adeyemi's New York Times best-selling novel, Children of Blood and Bone.
Boom, canceled. Oh, what happened in that
Story
project?
center around a young African girl's heart-racing quest
Canceled.
to restore magic to her forsaken people, the Magi. Tomi was recently included in the Time 100's list of most influential people
Hadn't heard of her since.
Yeah.
2020. We're proud to be partnering with the 20th Century Studios on this coming-of-age adventure. Our Star Wars theatrical slate is
Here we go.
pushing forward into a new future era.
Oh, okay. Here's the movies coming, guys.
Oh,
Get
the
ready.
movies. When was this?
I don't think we've had a movie.
2020? Yeah.
We haven't had a movie.
So this was 3 years ago?
Yeah.
We announced recently, we're currently developing a brand new Star Wars feature with acclaimed filmmaker, Academy Award winner, Taika Waititi.
Who still doesn't even know what his story is about.
Yeah. Yeah, where's that movie at, Kathy?
Taika's approach to Star Wars will be fresh, unexpected, and unique. His enormous
That's just code for it's gonna suck and piss a lot of fans off.
And that's also code for I don't know what it's about.
Yeah.
and sense of humor will ensure that audiences are in for an unforgettable ride. He's currently hard at work writing this next adventure.
No, he's not. And he hasn't been.
Yeah.
And to close today, I couldn't be more excited.
She couldn't. Here's the bookend. I couldn't be more excited.
Yeah.
That our next Star Wars feature film will be directed by Patty Jenkins.
She just said, she didn't say maybe. She said, our next Star Wars feature film will be directed by Patty Jenkins.
Yeah.
Bull. Not happening.
Where's that movie at,
The
Ken?
director of the Wonder Woman franchise will bring her inspired vision to Rogue Squadron.
Boom, canceled.
This story will introduce a new generation of starfighter pilots as they earn their wings and risk their lives in a boundary-pushing high-speed thrill ride. The legend of Rogue Squadron has been long beloved by Star Wars fans and will move us into a future era of the galaxy.
What does that mean?
Future
We'll never
era.
know.
So
We'll never know.
so that's probably either after the sequel trilogy
Definitely.
or right before it, maybe.
Definitely after the sequel trilogy, bro.
Yeah.
Future era.
It's definitely not Wedge's Rogue Squadron.
No.
Rogue Squadron will be released in theaters Christmas of 2023.
Oh, we're getting that this Christmas? Wow. I'm so excited.
That's
this
in like
Christmas, a new Star
8
Wars
months,
movie.
bro.
Yeah.
As you can see, this is a new era for Star Wars and Lucasfilm.
Now, as we look back at this, how much on here is really worth, or was it worth getting excited about, Nick? Look at this. This image right here is so telling, guys.
Yeah.
Children of Blood and Bone, not happening. Star Wars Visions, meh. The Mandalorian Season 3, as it sits right now, the very next Mandalorian that we got since this release is not going well, and numbers are diving.
Yeah.
Lando, not happening. Star Wars A Droid Story, not happening. Rangers of the New Republic, not happening. Star Wars Rogue Squadron, not happening. Star Wars Ahsoka, Our Hope Is in You. Willow, canceled. Andor, average, not bringing a lot of people in. Star Wars Kenobi, horrible. The Acolyte, Intimacy Coordinator. Indiana Jones, we don't know. And The Bad Batch, meh. This is horrible.
Yeah. Looking at this slate here, it's just like, it's just mind-boggling to me.
This is the ultimate failure.
Yeah. I don't know
We're
how
going to
you
throw
can see
a bunch of crap up here on the board and hope you get excited about it.
Yeah. Yep. So let's see. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 projects. And out of the 14, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 have happened or are going to happen. 5 are not. And 1 was terrible and has been canceled. Yeah, it's just, I don't know how you can look at this and not just see failure.
It's just an absolute fail. It's just as simple as that. So I don't know, guys. I mean, looking at this, we want to hold them accountable for what they're giving us. You know, it's a very interesting time to be a Star Wars fan because people are saying it right now. It feels like the magic is gone. Yeah. And I don't want the magic to be gone. We have a Star Wars channel, you know, like we are literally here because we love Star Wars. Yeah. But what they're giving us is marginal or below that. It's below marginal. And we demand that this thing get better and improve. And I'm speaking directly to The Mandalorian. I hope that Ahsoka knocks it out of the park and they get things back on track. The one thing that I will say as we sit here after watching all this from a couple years ago, at least Bob Iger is actually saying the next Star Wars movie has to be great. And that's probably why they canceled some things.
Yeah.
And I just don't know if I trust what he thinks is great.
Yeah, that's what I was getting ready to say. What is his definition of great for Star Wars? Because I guarantee you it's a lot different than a lot of the fans' definition for great.
Exactly.
In another little quick tidbit, there's another shareholders meeting for Disney in 2 weeks on April 3rd. So maybe we'll get some more information at that point in time. But looking back on this, man, it's just like, God, in 3 years from now, are we going to look back at the next one that they're going to have and be saying the same thing? You know,
looking at this board, you know what would be more interesting to me? A Luke Skywalker series. What about a Captain Rex series as he's older?
Yeah, I would even be excited for Rogue 2 or whatever you want to call it, where it follows the Bothan spies getting the plans for the second Death Star and have that be a follow up to Rogue One. I'd be excited about that.
Sure, But so many of these are just bad ideas.
Mm-hmm.
You got a whole galaxy. There's so many things that you could do. Bring in some EU. Give us an Heir to the Empire series. Make it an animated series. I don't.
Yeah.
There's so many things. Give us a Shadows of the Empire. Give
Yeah.
us, go far into the future, which they thought they were going to do with Rogue Squadron, and tell us a brand new story.
Yeah.
I don't get it, man.
If they were doing animated shows on very popular EU book stories and calling that
Right.
Legends animation or something, whatever they wanted to do,
Yeah.
man, that would draw in a ton of people. You already own the freaking material.
Yeah.
It's
right.
like it seems like such a simple thing from our perspective, and it just goes back to what I always say: the disconnect between the executives and the people there in the fan base.
Well, guys, thank you very much for being here and suffering through this with us. If you've made it this far, we really appreciate it. Let us know in the comments what you think, your overall thoughts about looking back at this failure, honestly, and what would you like to see moving forward? That's going to do it for us. Join us every Saturday night for our live show. You will be entertained.
Also, make sure that you guys have the notification bell turned on for our channel, because sometimes during the week we'll do random chill streams where we'll hit topics and engage with all of you in the chat and stuff. So definitely make sure that notification bell is turned on.
All right, that's going to do it for us. We are Echo Base Network. May the Force be with you. We'll see you guys on the next one.
See you guys.